Hey everybody, just a quick heads up. In the first few minutes of this conversation, as these are recorded in mostly public areas, parks and things like that, there is a lawnmower going off that is going on in the background, but not too bad to disturb any of the content in this conversation. Also, all the names have been bleeped out in this episode that aren't in this conversation just to respect the privacy of other people. So if you hear any gaps during the recording, that is why. Other than that, hope you enjoy the rest. Thanks for listening. Of all the jobs I've had throughout my life, no other workplace showed me every corner of humanity like the food service industry. On any given day, you could meet a handful of people from around the world, work with all types of personalities. Drug addicts, food nerds, prima donnas, ex-cons, every color and sexual orientation. As the service, you walk through doors that most people would never get invited to. See how rich people behave, taste high-end food and drinks, and brush shoulders with celebrities, professional athletes, and high society. In my mind, a collage of juxtaposed ideas and images, wealthy and working class, camaraderie and dysfunction, serenity and utter pandemonium. After gutting out most of my life in professional kitchens, the kinship forged through this common perspective helps conversations like this one pick up where we left off years ago. I was a year out of culinary school when I first walked into work at a fine dining kitchen for the first time. The cooks moved with more intention and precision than I was used to. The smell of apple and cherry wood wafting from a wood-burning oven, black and white truffles buried in rice grains, the aroma of toasted spices in the air, coriander, star anise, red and green peppercorns, giant pots of veal stock and demi-glace, a sense of frantic urgency with raging undertones because reservations for dinner were fully booked, and service was only 2 hours away. This was the place where I met chefs Michael Greuel and Matt Levin at Refuge Restaurant around 2005. I was green, slow, and had no concept of time management. I was with them for only a year at that place, but by the time I left, I had some experience under my belt in a world that put me face to face with some of the people I looked up to growing up. Martin Yan, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, and many, many more that passed through that restaurant atop a fancy grocery store in downtown San Mateo, California. They taught me the basics of the skills I know and still love to this day. Charcuterie, the art of curing meat. Butchery, portion control, and how to put careful thought into developing a dish with technique, love, and intention. Or creating the perfect dish, to borrow a couple of words Matt loves to use, with pathos and tour de monde. In 2008, Matt Levin, his wife Melanie, and his good friend Michael Greuel left Viognier to start the Refuge. At the time, the Refuge was a small restaurant focused on French wines, Belgian beers, and house-made, hand-sliced pastrami sandwiches. Since 2008, their popularity has exploded. Customers have waited up to 4 hours to sit and dine with them. 15 years later, they streamlined the process and opened up 2 more locations along the way. One in Menlo Park and the other in San Mateo. When you work shoulder to shoulder with people on a daily basis, as I had with both Matt and Mike, you develop a camaraderie that I presume might be the closest thing to battle outside of sports and actual war. The last time we sat down together and spoke this extensively might have been well over a decade ago. They share some of their experiences managing a growing business during the pandemic, how they emerged from the uncertainty of it all, and their perspectives on the landscape of the food service industry. Aside from all the entrepreneurial nuggets of wisdom in this episode, you'll hear a lot of retrospective, reflective insights about spiritual growth, recovery from addiction, and a glimpse into humanity from all sides of the brick-and-mortar restaurant. What I believe is one of the centers of culture, human interaction, and lenses into human behavior, which is as close as you could get. In segment 1, food fight, survival mode in the food service industry. Segment 2, pastrami spiritual growth. Segment 3, aging and folly. Segment 4, kids will save the world. The last segment, some parting words of wisdom. Stick around, enjoy, and listen in on some old friends catching up under the sun on a beautiful sunny day by the water in South San Francisco. My good friends, Matt Levin and Michael Greuel of the Refuge Restaurants. The government meddles too much anyway. It's all good.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. They meddle too. I mean, I know all too well because I used to run that, catering business, and then, they fucking took everything, At the end of as a sole proprietor, they take almost all your earnings. And I tried to go legit.
That's the problem.
When
you're small.
Report everything, even the cash. One day I'm going to get a loan.
Even the cash.
Yeah. One day I'm going to get a loan for, a small business loan, and I'm going to have to report that, and then all of a sudden.
It's illegal to have a business in California.
It's illegal, yeah.
That's the way.
Yeah.
There's almost everything that we do now there's a problem with it.
Yeah.
There's a problem with it.
I mean, even saying, I just saw on the news today, just saying spaz is.
What's that?
Just saying spaz. Beyonce says spaz in one of her lyrics or whatever, and then she had the woke mob descending down on her because of spaz is associated with cerebral palsy or something like that, and I'm just like, wow.
We just keep our mouth shut.
Yeah.
Me and Mikey just talk to each other in the office, and
Yeah,
hopefully nobody can hear us.
Yeah, Matt has calmed down quite a bit since when we first opened.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, I remember the days. But
Castrol sexual.
Yeah.
It's the best term ever, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Who are you offending when you're saying that?
Who indeed?
But yeah, man, I feel like so much has changed, obviously, since our days together, as Matt used to say, a band.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
Yeah. The iPhone first came out.
Yeah.
Many iPhones have come out ever since.
Yeah.
So we're on an iPhone 30 or something?
Yeah.
I'm going to be on an iPhone soon if I don't get this one fixed.
Well, you guys are 10 years as of this year, yeah? 2008.
We're going on our 15th year.
15th year. Fuck, my math is so bad.
Well, I think the 15th year since I left Vignette. Yeah.
And we opened in 2008, so it'll be our 15th.
Next year.
Next year, yeah.
Wow, 15 years. Damn.
Yeah.
So three locations. You were about to open a fourth.
Hell no.
No?
Not in this economy.
No way.
Yeah.
Lucky this one got off. Lucky the third one got born. It had to be yanked out of the womb.
It's still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a premature baby.
Are you guys still enjoying cooking?
I go through. It says, actually, when you were working for us, there was times when I just stepped back and let you guys do the creative stuff. So I've been going through periods where I just work on the back of the house kind of, and the paperwork and that kind of stuff that Matt wants me to do. And other times I just have this creative bug where I just have to get going. I usually let the chef of the restaurant take care of it in San Mateo.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's just there's a bug that just needs to be squashed, and I have to take care of it.
Yeah. I think that guy will be done in
No, he's here just to ignore
a few minutes.
just to mess with us.
Yeah.
Because he needs a weed whack right now.
Yeah.
I don't cook anymore. I mean, but
we have a process where
we
all three of us, me, here, and Matt, will talk.
I do enjoy the creative process, and I'm well past the days of trying to impress myself of the crazy things that I can make.
Yeah.
Or come up with. It's like there comes a point where you're like, I know how to cook.
Yeah.
And I know how to make cool stuff that other high-end chefs can make too, and we can sell it. And we've done that.
Yeah.
We've done that, but I don't know. I like to just focus on things that are that are approachable, more for the common people.
Yeah.
The masses.
Yeah, it's not. There's nothing. It's actually harder to do that.
Definitely is.
But I'll also stay within the realm of stuff that you like to do. But I was thinking about it coming over here. Like I don't even know if our complete recipe book actually exists, but we've come up with a lot of things over the years for simple street food place, and it happens at such a rapid pace that you don't realize it. Whether it's coming up with wing sauce or poutine sauce or stuff like that.
Sauerkraut balls.
Or sauerkraut balls.
Sauerkraut balls.
It just random things just happen, and we have unlimited things that need to go on a menu, but that's probably our biggest problem, is just pacing ourselves and doing stuff. And also we're very limited by the cooks. You don't want to destroy them.
Yeah, it's totally different culture than when you and were there.
Yeah.
It's like we do whatever we wanted to. Be you and Ryan, when we come up with something, we can just put it on the menu, and then we have faith that we're going to be able to get it done no matter what. And
and if we say a term, that you'll understand it.
Yeah.
And do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
But most of the things have to be picked up in 5 minutes. Period.
Wow.
That's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Do you guys still feel the same frustrations from the beginning? With...
There are different frustrations.
Yeah.
I think,
like you just mentioned cooks, right? And they have to be able to get it.
Well,
terms and stuff like that.
We can go to the minimum wage hike and how that has affected our industry. Like we can't have a mass amount of people to do like peel onions in the back. We need to have them have some kind of skill, but a lot of cooks are just stepping out of the industry because the minimum wage went up. They can find other jobs that help pay the bills.
Wow.
So there's less of a pool to choose from, and we're at a point where when we first left V&A, Google was chomping away at all the workforce, so we didn't have anything left but people who already knew what we were doing and wanted to be part of it. And once you guys wanted to do your own projects, there was nothing left.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and we had to change our identity and try to be more like Matt said, we're trying to please the masses versus trying to please ourselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I looked at also the menu before this conversation. There's still a lot of consistencies from the beginning. Like, I don't know, I admire that.
Yeah.
That you put a lot of your personality into
the
menu. Wheel Guns is still on there. Pathos, the word Pathos is still on there.
You're looking at the San Carlos menu. All three menus are a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame.
Just like Matt, like the way he thinks, it's just kind of out there.
So check this out. Back to that wheel gun dog is our chef over there. He decided he wanted to bring that back, but nobody remembered. Nobody liked the wheel dog name.
Okay.
Because nobody remembered what it meant. And so the name that they had on it was Mr. Fajita Dog.
Yeah.
And I said, you can't have Mr. Fajita Dog on there. And so it's just like...
That was Aki's contribution.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And I was like, nobody remembered even what... I had to tell them who Texie Wheel Gun is and the story and all that good stuff. And
wow.
But, it's just a hot dog. But, I mean, I respect, these days, I respect Chick-fil-A more than Thomas Keller. Mm-hmm. Hands down.
Yeah.
What restaurants like that do, or it's like consistency-wise, they blow me away. I'm like, how do they know? How can they figure it out? How can they serve that many people and be the same, right? And also train people that have no skills.
Yeah.
To do it, and somehow they get them to smile. It's kind of like In-N-Out. It's like. Right. It's like I've always been kind of enamored with fast food and like the way they do stuff. So, it is a trip. So, and every location is different. Menlo Park, the clientele is different than San Carlos. than San Mateo, and so that is something that I don't think I wanted to accept, but I'm starting to accept it now.
Yeah, because you take those fast food restaurants. It's you put them anywhere, and they'll still serve the same type of food without regard for the demographic, right? Or whoever you're.
Unless you go all the way to Colombia, then they have weird things like arepas on
right.
and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
But then what you guys are serving too is also, it's consistent. It's pastrami, cheesesteaks, burgers.
It's always been static,
beer.
But I mean, I miss the specials that you and Ryan try to put
the picnic.
on there. I think.
Yeah, the picnic. Yeah.
It was,
yeah,
like that stuff was.
Actually, there was the small cult that followed us when you and Ryan were there, and they left when you guys left. Mm-hmm. And it's like we couldn't catch fire again with those with the type of food that you had when we tried to reintroduce that kind of food. It just didn't take on because we were trying to please the masses, and then we only got the masses, and like the people are looking for something that's unique within our concept. They're not interested anymore. They want to have the static menu that we have right now, like the cheesesteaks, the pastrami, and the burgers.
Yeah, and also we're not a 40-seat restaurant, especially Hillsdale. I mean, we've got like 200 seats and growing, as many as we can fit in there, and you can't. So we need to do volume.
Yeah,
you can't just
no way.
So we need
do very. We need consistency, which is super hard, and it's easy to do when you do 40, 50 covers a night, and you have guys in there babysitting every single dish and know every single French term and that are self-motivators. That's like easy. Like those kitchens I worked in, all those dudes wanted to be chefs, and everybody was like a genius, and they were all they were just great. It's nice to have that.
Have you guys seen or heard of the show The Bear?
No. The Bear.
It's on Hulu. So it's kind of appropriate that we've been planning this talk for a really long time, but I've only watched it in the last couple of weeks. It's a really short show with only 8 episodes in one season, but when I saw it, I was like, this is the Refuge. It was the premise is a guy who his brother died, and he is a fine dining chef for one of the best restaurants in the world, and he takes over his brother's sandwich joint. It's in Chicago. And
is it true story or is it?
No, it's just acting or whatever, but the same type of story that you kind of went through too, or all of us went through, was like, man, this fine dining shit is just a grind, and maybe something a little bit more scaled down but still proper enough to apply techniques and show some real cooking skills in a more relaxed setting, right?
Yeah.
That was the premise, and then a sous chef came in, and it was in the show. A sous chef came from that world, and I remember just like, whoa, that was kind of like where we were coming from too. It was like, I don't know, I just didn't. I think when I started cooking, it was during a time when, there were corporate kitchens popping up everywhere, and I think during that time, if you go that route, you're deemed a hack for the rest of your career, right? But now that's kind of like the standard.
Yeah.
For a lot of workers.
It's totally the standard, and it's all economics. People are just like, I can't afford to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into a brick and mortar place, and so you have food trucks, which they're badass. They're badass now. When they had that food truck event in San Mateo a couple weeks ago,
a lot of our business.
It was slow. It was slow for us, and I would have gone to that too, and a lot of our employees did go to it because there is awesome stuff being served out of trucks now where you call them roach coaches.
Yeah.
There's no roach coaches anymore.
Yeah.
Those days are over.
Yeah.
And a lot of but that's something that was bound and inevitable to happen. Nobody can just sit around and You know, believe me, there are times I wish I had an arsenal of those things. But I guess I'm a little old school, and then I'm addicted to the brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And it's a sword that that you're going to die on.
But I mean, in a time where a lot of people are closing a lot of historic places are closing their doors, like you guys still seem to be growing, right? I mean,
no, we're surviving.
Yeah,
we're still in survival mode. We're still in recovery mode.
Tenacious. Let's just say that.
Wow.
No, it's if it wasn't for Melanie, we'd be done by now, because the amount of government assistance that we needed just to stay afloat. Without government assistance, we'd be done. All of them folded up, and me and Mikey would be, who knows, we'd be selling popcorn out of the back of my truck.
Yeah,
guaranteed. There is no way we would have been able to make it.
Wow. How do you think you got it done? I mean, besides,
there was no roadmap. We would just keep trying and keep asking people, because when we were closed for 6-7 weeks, we would call attorneys, accountants. Do you know anything? How do you apply for this PPP? Is it a limited amount? Is it this and that? And then you get this application that's impossible.
Yeah.
And nobody knows how to do it.
Yeah.
But if you don't do it,
yeah.
Everybody's like, so are we going to be opening? I don't know. I think. I mean, when we came back, the guys were working for free. Because all the money was when the pandemic hit. All the money was done after the first payroll. It exhausted the bank account. Wow. And all we had left was inventory, which I was eating.
Does it feel like things are starting to pick up again in the restaurant industry?
Yeah, it's very slow. I mean, it's definitely different. It's much slower than it was. Than it was, because it's kind of like, I feel like the demographics and how everything was got put in a blender, kind of like Jackson Pollock, and then you have to find out where the business is now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where anybody's working. Some are working from home, some are not working from home. You can't depend on that super powerful Oracle lunch that we used to have all the time. You remember how Friday lunches used to be?
Yeah. That's right, because people were coming from Google
and Oracle, and it was a static. It was guaranteed. You would never think that anybody would not go to work, right? And so, we're trying to do corporate catering things. We're trying to do more digital marketing. We never did any advertising before, so if anything, I've definitely had to step up to the marketing efforts and figure it out. Figure it out.
How do you I guess basically what I'm trying to ask is what is running 3 restaurants like now then during this time? Are you
fucking stressful?
Yeah.
It's stressful as hell. It's fine, but it's like it's kind of like, I've mentioned this to Mikey before. You ever heard of what your reptilian brain is?
Yeah.
Which is the very center of your brain, and all animals have it, but it's responsible for your fight or flight and your your regulate your breathing, all these involuntary things. I feel like I've been living in the reptilian brain, my lizard brain, for like 2 years straight, and that's trauma. That's trauma. I didn't realize it, but it's just kind of like, I never get up early. I'll wake up at crack of dawn randomly for no reason, and it's just, these things are just very as Radiohead would say, low flying panic attack. Right, it's just always underneath the surface, so it's imperceptible, because it's just, I don't think of doing anything else. It's survival mode is what it is. So That's what it feels like.
Do you have like a system of, like, I know you, Matt, or you, Mike, and Melanie mostly, right? Is there any other people that you rely on to help make decisions, like? Yeah, because I imagine you have so many more employees, right? And
We have almost 100 again.
Wow.
We rely on a lot. We have a lot of managers. No,
Yeah.
we have a fucking army, dude.
Yeah.
We have an arsenal. We have very good people working for us,
Nice.
and thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, we got some good soldiers
Hmm.
that allow us to be here today.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
currently as we speak, he's there right now.
Yeah.
Actually, San Mateo is the only one open today, but
Wow. I just think about your 3 locations and 3 different menus, and then you just said San Mateo's open today. That's like a lot to keep track of sometimes, I'm sure.
yeah, we try to have we've tried to up our communication. We tried trying to use Slack a little bit more, having weekly meetings, and actually staying on point with what we say we're going to do, that's never how it was. We would just text each other and say sometimes it gets done, sometimes, but there was nobody really accountable
Yeah.
for if something actually got done by a certain time. And Melanie and Luciano are good at remembering those
Yeah.
things for us.
Wow.
For sure. So did you do this? So did you do that?
Yeah.
Because you said you were going to do it.
Right.
And it's on our, we have this, what is it? Little spreadsheet for recording our meetings,
Oh, wow. Okay.
kind of like or somebody's assigned to be a secretary. And so you have old business and new business. And, like a normal board meeting would go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all communication. And it's a little more difficult, especially when you have menu changes that are all 3 locations, or you have an event like St. Patrick's Day where all 3 of them are going to go off at the same time. That's hard to manage.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard. So you need a lot of planning.
Wow.
Planning for that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah. So yeah, just to give a context too, a lot of loyal folks are working for you since the beginning.
This one right here.
Especially Mike, of course, all the way back from Viognier days. And I saw on your Instagram feed, there's a guy, 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, all these guys are coming up on decades. Mark.
Remember the guy you and Ryan kept on trying to get fired?
He's a sous chef now.
He's a sous chef now.
Oh, I don't remember.
Little-
Oh my gosh.
He was a dishwasher, or initially a dishwasher prep guy, and then we put him on pantry,
He's
and
a
then
chef
he
now.
kept on lying to us, saying he did something and he didn't do it.
Oh, I don't remember. Dude, my memory's
We all
so
wanted to fire him
bad.
at some point.
Yeah, my memory's so bad, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I'm for, dude.
But I did, I do look back on those days very fondly, man. I would do it all again in a heartbeat. I know it was like really tough during that time, at times, but there were a lot of great times too, Yeah, I just remember like
Dude, you would you guys would have a good time doing anything, even mopping a terrible floor.
wow, which I still have videos of. But I mean, I think you could, after talking about that show, The Bear, I just like, dude, you could make a story about the Refuge, just those first 5 years.
I'll take it. Anybody
the-
wants to start production? Let's go.
So many characters. Are you guys still having fun though, man? With the
Dude,
whole process?
you know how it is, man. No matter where you are, you just try to, try to live life and have a good time. I mean, it's a whole different world. I think there's times, there was dark times with me, you, and Ryan, and there was really happy times with me, you, and Ryan. And I mean, I can remember the dark times, but like the happy times are more prevalent, And the highs were higher with you guys than there are now, just because, I mean, with Matt too, obviously. But like, there's with 3 restaurants, me, Matt, and are all over the place, and I stay mostly at Hillsdale. And so like I see Matt for like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours in a day, when we used to spend like 10 hours.
The whole day.
Yeah, the whole day.
The whole day.
And we'd have the same days off. I mean, and we spent our days off playing tennis or whatnot. And now I don't see him on my except for today.
Yeah.
On our days off.
Well, no, there's also another dynamic. He's got a wife and a child.
Yeah.
And I live all the way in.
He doesn't live in a little
Antioch.
hovel by himself anymore.
Wow, you live in Antioch now.
Mhm.
Jeez. Wow.
There-
Yeah.
there are
man.
very few people that don't commute.
Mhm. Very few people that don't
like
commute. Yeah.
like managers.
Mhm.
Yeah, in
Gilroy. He's in Modesto.
Yep.
Both of the Lero brothers are in Modesto. He's in Antioch. Peter was in Los Baños. I think he just finally bought something. He got a place local.
Nice. That's shit. If I could not commute and do my work, that'd be awesome.
I mean, yeah, that's it seems like it's everybody these days.
Yeah, everybody's jumping at that.
How is everything with you guys? How do you guys manage like fatherhood while running fucking 3 restaurants? You know?
My
have
wife
mothers.
does an amazing job raising her son because I'm rarely there. I mean, I probably hang out with him for an hour before I go to work, and then I come home, he's asleep.
Wow.
So on my days off, I get more time, but I mean, I come home from work when he is awake, and he's not as excited to see me as he does when he spends all day with me. So
Yeah.
it's kind of depressing in that regard, but I mean, it is what it is. I have to do it.
Wow. Matt, your kids are grown too now, right?
Yeah. Sophia works at the Hillsdale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's going to be a senior. She's going to be a freshman. So, yeah, it's the same. This is the restaurant business. Everybody, it's like it's the life. It's
Yeah.
not a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, I get more time than I used to with them, so they still want to hang out with me, which is good. Yeah, but you just kind of gotta. They're like wild dogs. You gotta carve the time,
Right.
and pin them down.
Yeah.
But like Mikey said, the mamas be running the show.
Yeah. The mamas be running. Yeah. Dang.
They holding the household down.
I mean, I just found out myself that. We just found out Joanne is pregnant.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah.
For real.
2 months.
Woo!
After going through like IVF and a whole decade without anything. And so now like I'm just trying to like pivot and see where
How
I
old are
can
you
go.
now?
Huh?
How old are you?
I just turned 41.
What?
Yeah. So it's like, wow, I can't even imagine, I mean, I wanted to start a restaurant at one point. And I still want to go back. I would still go back in a heartbeat, but yeah, it's so demanding. The work is really demanding on your body, and I know you were going through it too, like at the time with your back and.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Are you still
I'm
feeling
50.
it? Yeah.
I got tennis elbow, and I don't even play tennis.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It fucking hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. I just gave up. I'm going to physical therapy for. But dude, everybody gets old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody gets old. But you know what though? At least we're moving around.
Mm-hmm.
We get our steps in. We stand up. I cannot sit down all day.
Yeah.
I get too antsy.
What's like your daily routines like these days?
From like when I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
First thing I do when I get up in the morning is work steps 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Straight out the gate.
Straight out the gate. What's steps 1, 2, and 3?
That I'm powerless over well, it's not so much alcohol or drugs, but it's the thoughts in my mind,
Yeah.
and that my life is unmanageable when managed by me. And so I have a process, and if I don't do it, it's going to be a rough day. It's going to be a rough day. And so, and usually I'll start straight out the gate, because with alcoholism or untreated alcoholism, what a lot of people don't know is that it's a mind-powered disease, which means there could be like vultures sitting on your bedpost waiting for you to wake up. And I'm not the only one that has it, but it's just more repetitive. It's like a repetitive mind function with alcoholics, and you're not going to do it. You got too much shit to do. Why bother getting up? And it's like a homeless dude yelling at you.
Yeah.
And it's and like they say, the call is coming from within, from inside the house.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm going on my 14th year of sobriety, so it's not like you eventually get some emotional maturity, like, oh shit, I've been here before. This isn't real. Mm-hmm. And so, moving into step 2, God can restore, came to believe that a power greater than yourself can restore you to sanity. The way I do that is do some sane things, whether it's some, real world things like exercise, or I'll go juice, things that God is good, he's real, and he's involved in everyday sane activities. And if I go from 1 to 3, I'll be praying with a sick mind. And so then I do prayer, meditation after that. Reach out to a bunch of different alcoholics. I also do a lot of Judaism, Jewish, morning prayers. You know what tefillin is or anything like that?
No. Yeah.
This is going to be a long conversation.
Oh, feel free to share anything you want. Yeah.
All right. I'll just show you a picture of my broken phone. It's easier to...
Wow.
That doesn't translate very well.
That's okay. But I'm glad you said this, because
I have to show him, because then I can explain. Ooh, this is not going to be good.
Not going to be good? Why is
this? His phone's cracked.
No, I got it.
Matt cracked his phone on the way here.
It's all good. Okay, here we go.
But yeah, I'm glad you said all those 3 steps, because fuck, I have those all the time, Okay. What is that? It's a picture of a soldier. Is that a soldier?
Yeah, it isn't really soldier. So
I've seen it.
So yeah, so you see these little boxes. There's one on your head and one on the inside. You put it on your weak arm.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's these leather straps, and inside these are called phylacteries, and they're actually made out of leather.
Okay.
And so there's like scrolls that are written specifically with all different commandments. For basic commandments, and then you put one on your head, and you put one that's close to your heart, and it kind of so it basically connects your heart and your mind and your hands with God. And so I go through there's a whole thing. I could spend hours doing it if I wanted to. I do an abbreviated version.
Yeah.
And then, so all this takes like 3 hours every day.
And you wake up at 7.
Yeah,
around there.
So, and then I'm ready to go to work. And then I'm ready.
Yeah.
Then I'm ready to go to work, and I'll usually start it, depending what day it is, and start in Hillsdale, and I'm making deliveries with my pickup truck, bringing pastrami over to various locations, and so I try to, that also helps me see the other locations when I'm delivering and relaying messages and stuff like that, and talking to Mikey every day that he's working, and Luciano with the days that he's working, and we just try to communicate and try to, on good days, there's no big fires to put out, and we can just play restaurant. You know, and those days it actually feels like there's nothing to do because we're fully staffed, and I don't really have a position. You know, we're there to help, we're there to support.
Yeah.
You know, but if we decided to just leave, the restaurants would run fine. Our job is to make sure everybody can play restaurant, which these days means paying the bills.
Yeah.
Most of all, you know.
Wow. So like you were talking about the trauma, right, of being in your reptilian mind the past 2 years. And I think that's, man, would you say that's pretty much, I feel like it's everybody, mostly.
Yeah.
But I mean, some more intense than others, of course, right? But yeah, I mean,
it's got to be addressed. It's got to be addressed. I mean, it's real. It's real. It's like, am I going to have a job? Are we not going to have a job? Am I going to lose my house? It's still going through my mind.
Yeah.
We're not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the woods yet. There's no guarantees. But all we can focus on is what we do best.
Yeah.
And that's the ship. That's the Titanic that we're going down on. You know, it's like, I'm not going to do backflips and try to do stuff that we don't do.
Yeah.
You know, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to acknowledge that, especially to acknowledge that what is it? You said something really cool. It was like, the more I try to control my life, or it was just realizing that you don't have control as much as you think you do. Acknowledging that first and foremost, right?
Yeah, no, that my life managed by me is not always the best.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm always trying, like, waking up and I'll have a script of how I want the day to go. And my mind writes it all by itself.
Uh-huh.
I want the day like this, and this, and this. And then when it starts to go off script, that's called frustration. That's called frustration. But
yeah,
you know, so, you know, a prayer would be, you know, God, remove from me my script. Give me what your script is, right?
Yeah.
And let him take care of these things, you know. You know, the more that I do recovery, the better the businesses go. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Have me not do recovery, and we'll see they'll all three be burned to the ground in a year. In sobriety.
Have you met any other restaurant owners that are in, you know, active recovery? Because it's not kind to people that are in recovery, right?
You can't really say who they are.
Yeah, you can't say who they are, but
yes.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yes, but only one. Only one.
How many years have they?
He's got decades.
Decades. Yeah.
He's got decades, and I don't think he's actually got a restaurant anymore.
Well, you also know people who are connected to owning restaurants.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're still clean, especially the past couple of years where it made alcoholics out of a lot of people.
There were plenty of newcomers coming in. There was plenty of people in 2020 and 2021 where Zoom was their first meeting.
Oh, shit. Wow.
A lot of newcomers.
Wow. Do you guys still see a lot of the same people? Like, let's say, I guess, San Carlos.
Yeah.
You still see a lot of the same
Customers,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they're still there. We got some good loyal customers.
Yeah.
We got some good ones.
And then, how much have you guys felt the surge in food prices because of gas?
It's making it really hard to be creative and just sustaining what we're doing.
But most of that has been in the last year. So we've had like a decade's worth of price hikes in all categories.
Right.
These things usually take 10 years to do, and you know, like literally we're thinking about we have to keep an eye on it every single week, and we've raised prices more times than I'm losing track.
Yeah.
I'm losing track. But it's I always say it's expensive, but it's not overpriced. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not at all. I mean, the grocery stores used to be the better deal, and I'm not so sure they are anymore.
Wow.
Dude, you feel it. You know, you've been shopping. Go buy anything.
Dude,
Yeah.
To make a dinner for my family, it costs more than making dinner for 20 for
Dude, you're very-
customers.
Mm-hmm. I've been
You're right.
I've been actually trying to cut down a lot of the meat intake that I do, just by eating more like lentils and chickpeas. And I saw one show that Anthony Bourdain had, where actually a couple of shows. He took a pig. He was in Portugal. They took a pig that was, I guess they raised on a farm, and then it was struggling the whole time until you hear the gunshot. And I was like, wow, this pig knows exactly what is going to happen to it. And, you know, I don't have anything against meat eaters or anything, but at that point when I just saw that, I was like, I immediately started sobbing. I was like, what the what's going on here? Why this reaction from such a strong reaction? And it's not the first time that's happened, but after that I was like, I can't do chicken, I can't really do pork anymore. Beef I'll still do, but it's expensive, man. I mean,
Is he kosher?
Yeah.
Feel better about it. I'm saying, I mean, that's not how they're killing.
yeah.
That is not a, well, first of all, pigs aren't kosher, but we'd never just shoot. You don't shoot animals.
Yeah.
As-
Well, this is the thing though, is we've had probably over, you said 15 years. We've had probably a good decade since we've actually sat down and talked like this, right?
Yeah.
And I can hear how your spirituality has grown and also been a big part of just keeping you functional, active, successful. How would you describe it? Yeah, just keeping
On
you
path.
in line, on the
Sane,
path.
free. All I want to do is be happily and usefully whole
Right.
and free in the day that I'm in.
That's exactly where I feel like I've just arrived recently, and it's probably taken me a good decade. And now that I think about it, I'm at this place of, all right, if I do those steps, not 3 steps, but if I do have like a checklist, then I'll be okay. And then I thought about this recently. I was like, whoa, okay, Matt gave me this book. You gave me this book before I left the Refuge,
What did I give you?
the autobiography of a yogi.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am totally not the same person that I was back. I don't even think I had glimpses of like wanting to be a yogi at all. But before I found out that Joanne got pregnant, and this was recently too, in the, you know, when I just recently got out of COVID, is that the right? But anyway, I just recently had COVID, and that's when I found out that we were pregnant. And I guess up until that point I was like, I'm just gonna go fucking travel the world. I'm gonna go to Nepal, I'm gonna go to like Peru and do ayahuasca. You know, I'm just gonna pursue a spiritual path. And you know, then that happens. But yeah, it took a good decade for that kind of I guess you could say conviction into something, stepping into something where like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is the path for me, the spiritual path. But
No, your soul wants it. It's
Yeah.
talking to you.
I was just wondering, I was like, well, that's a trip. Why did Matt give me that book?
Because I know you would like it. I know you would like it.
Yeah.
I can, you know, it's like, you're always a seeker. Always. But as Eckhart Tolle would say, why so many seekers, not enough finders?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Not enough finders.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'll use it all. Eckhart Tolle. I love me some Tony Robbins. Me and Melanie were supposed to go. And that was the first freaking event that got canceled because of the pandemic. And we were going to get ourselves right before we opened Hillsdale.
Yeah.
And then we went and didn't open. didn't open in 2020, did it?
No.
We opened it a year later.
Whew. Wow. How about you, Mike? Are you on any spiritual path, or
I'm
is
actually
it just being
quite
a father?
the opposite.
Being a father is enough.
And then, pretty much the opposite. A few years ago, if you're in love with somebody and you love yourself, I don't necessarily think you need to do any more than that, and just treat everybody with respect. I don't really see anything other than that.
Yeah. Just leave it to the crazies like us.
Mikey's always already known the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And he's constantly remind me, that's kind of not truthful what you just said there.
Yeah.
When I go off on my wild stories, my default is to be a liar.
Mm-hmm.
or tell a tall tale.
Yeah.
I get it from my dad.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining, but it's embellishment. It's this, it's that. It's just, and you know, and especially with employees, you know, I'm probably the one that gets angry at them first. Or I used to. I don't so much anymore. I kind of understand what it. Don't take it so personal.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Wow. Not to take it personal, that's a tough one.
Well, he still has to learn to separate himself a little bit from the business, because that's why he has me in. We're supposed to be the buffer, but he still gets involved because he still wants to be reported to what's going on. Mm-hmm. So me and Luciano tell him what's going on, and then he gets involved.
Yeah, that's where I come in with my script, and start changing shit without telling people. That's what I'm saying. I can mess stuff up quickly.
Oh, okay.
Quickly. Like for instance, if I didn't like the way he did something,
he'll say something to Hubby right away.
I'll say something to him right away, or worse, I'll tell Michael, you might change it, and then Javi will wonder how it got changed, or some like sneaky weird thing like that. You know, because people will, if I tell somebody to do it, they're probably going to do it.
Yeah.
And instead of letting things kind of develop and letting people do their job and be who they are, you know, that's where I need patience. That's where I need patience.
It's the old French chef in you still.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's more the Marco Pierre White.
Marco Pierre White.
Yeah. Just fuck it.
Yeah. Wow.
Why wait when you can just
right.
barge in there and get it done now?
Yeah. Oh, what's the harm in that, though? Is it because you're not really there? Is that why?
No. The harm it would be like if I started changing the schedule. Because I wanted certain guys working, and when you
did do that,
I know. Exactly.
So when we first opened up San Mateo, he was given the advice to overstaff because we're going to lose cooks as we go. So I'm trying, as we go along, I'm trying to let these guys go because they weren't really. None of them were valuable, and the ones that we did value, I try to retain. But Matt wanted on the busy nights all these cooks, like a whole army, and I was like, no, we can't have this because then we have to have these guys work on the slow days, and then we're overstaffed on the slow days. So he kept on, so he gets involved that way, and I was holding on to people that I didn't want to hold on to. Or I have to rehire the position.
It cost me money, by the way.
Yeah.
It cost me a lot of money to overmanage.
Yeah. Do you have somebody that you go to for advice at this stage? Is there somebody that you look for?
Besides my dad, who's not really good at that type of stuff, but no, I go to these guys, and I'm trying more and more to defer and detach and come out of the reptilian mind into my through my limbic system
Wow.
into my neocortex and act like a human being.
Yeah. Dang. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to detach?
Well, because we were in survival mode for a year, and we knew how it was going to be.
Right.
We knew that things are going to start to settle now that I think that we're a little leaner and meaner.
Yeah.
Than when we opened. We were a little bloated, and but we were expecting different things. So we're expecting more of a whirlwind.
Yeah.
And then there were some busy nights, but it seemed busy just probably because we didn't have our sea legs yet. But this economy is far from where it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we're bad operators at all.
Yeah.
It's
No
just
way.
it's
Well,
just
we could also improve.
15 years in business that's wow. Dude, it's a feat. More than a feat. It's gigantic.
no for sure we can improve, but I know when conditions are not right. Things are weird right now. You can't just everybody's so used to arbitrarily just raising prices and throwing free money around, and things aren't real.
Yeah.
Things are getting real.
Mm.
Free money has run out.
Wow. What do you guys see the forecast looking like?
Bright.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta for me we have to understand where we're at and realize we're still in a recovery survival type situation.
Yeah.
Not expecting too much out of this year, quite honestly.
No, we aren't expecting that much, but we are using it as a building block for the future as well. For example, how much I hated kids when we first started the Refuge. Whenever we get an order, I'd be cussing, and I'm all, why would you bring your kids here? You're a bunch of borrachos. You guys are getting drunk in front of your kids. What kind of parent figure are you? Well, I don't know if it was because I have a kid or I just realized that, they are the building block for the future for the Refuge, although Matt has been saying that for years. So we decided to open up a can of fun. We've changed the direction.
Can of fun.
Yeah.
We changed the direction of what we're doing. We improved the child menu. I know we tried to do that before, but we also have carnival corn, flavored carnival corn that we give away for free at the end of the meal.
Oh, nice.
That people seem to appreciate, and
It's labor intensive, dude.
it takes me a
Popcorn.
little.
Seriously.
Yeah. You should stop by sometime to see the process. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is very, and all different flavors too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I try to get intense flavors. That's kind of the hallmark of the Refuge. We try to do intense flavors.
Yeah. Dude, okay. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I think, okay. Designing the first restaurant, that was all you, right? Like, you guys together, drawing up plans.
Yeah, decorating it was all 100. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the big one, the big boy in San Mateo. That's a huge, I saw it was just like a huge operation. Was that all still?
Well, we didn't have an architect, to tell you that.
Yeah.
And he quit. He never came back. And anyway, so we had to figure all that stuff out. I did have a consultant who helped me through a bunch of stuff, but I think there's a lot of things that he had suggested that we don't do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And just because we were planning on this thing being a massive, I don't know what I imagined it to be, but it was. But I thought I needed a lot of people, and I thought I needed this crazy crazy management structure, and where in 2020 hindsight, we should have just
Did the same thing.
done it a little more organically and if we were understaffed a couple of nights, then we know we need to hire more people.
Right.
Yeah, just bite the bullet.
Yeah, and just kind of ease into it, because because we had I don't think we ever had a problem hiring people. Everybody's like, oh, we can't find people. We find too many people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't find the right people, but we had job fairs and we hired a lot of people, and super skilled people is a little hard, but I mean, we're making do with what we got. I mean, most of our line were hired as dishwashers.
So cool. Yeah.
And they turned out to be our most loyal, workers that you can count on to get there on time.
Hell yeah.
That's what I love. I love seeing that shit. I love seeing people that want to come to work and actually need the job, and it's worth it.
Yeah. What did you envision it? What did you guys envision it to be in the beginning?
To be 40% busier.
Well, his visions were different than my visions. My, as you know, in Viognier, it was like I was doing what the owners, which were the draggers, and there were more than one, and that I had to answer to. And I got tired of being pulled left and right, and the whole fine dining, it was tiring.
Yeah.
It was like I always felt like there was this pressure that I had to come up with something new. I had to be competitive with free, these events I had to go to on the weekends for charity. I had to have the best food at the charity. I had to, and I was worried about the restaurant. Me and Matt were just settling in as the leadership for the kitchen, and it just, I don't know. I just I felt like I wanted to open up something that was just like the people that I wanted to be there, instead of all these different workers that were just there for a paycheck. So I was looking for a restaurant where I could express myself with the food and work alongside people who cared about the same things. But it evolved in something else, because I'm not saying that the people that came on didn't care about the food. I'm just saying that we started to do something where we're satisfying the masses versus ourselves, and that it kind of changed that during the process.
I mean, I would say that we still do the food that we want. Mm-hmm. It's not like we go check around and see what other restaurants are doing.
Yeah.
And then try to.
Although I should.
But it's like we've always kind of just do whatever the hell we want to do, and not check with anybody first. Mm-hmm. So if the masses happen to like it, then maybe.
What I meant is when we go to a restaurant, we go out to the restaurant, see things that we like, and we might want to incorporate into the menu. That's
the popcorn. Yeah, I saw that at Barcelona Teleferic. They put it on a salad.
Oh.
So when Mother's Day came up with, I was like, I want to put. He wanted me to put it on a salad, and I'm going, well, Mother's Day's coming up, and then I'm going, popcorn's boring. Why do you just put the regular ass popcorn on there? Why don't we make it flavored? And I made this watermelon popcorn, flavored popcorn, and I brought it in to Matt. Matt didn't understand it. Before he,
I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
This is before he put it in his mouth. He's like, I don't understand it. It's kind of weird. Didn't understand the Refuge.
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like that pink corn.
Yeah. So he tasted it, and then everything changed. He was a disciple.
Oh, what a disciple!
Yeah,
dude, right around the corner, right here is Pop SF. They're a wholesale.
Dude, this guy
fun party.
Yeah,
over here.
He bought one of those old school popcorn carts for me to pop popcorn for this, and
oh shit,
we have
nice.
How there's different types of kernels. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Until I got into this, you need to have giant mushroom popcorn for the carnival popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
And so
the round ones.
Yeah.
So we learned a lot about popcorn, and the whole process is so time consuming, but the result, seeing like little kids eat it and like get addicted, it's worth it. Yeah.
And they come back for the popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, what is the antidote to COVID? It's fucking popcorn, dude.
Right.
It's fucking fun is number one.
Yeah.
And so I think they do that at Alexander Steakhouse. Like they'll give you some cotton candy at the end of the meal for free.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, just like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's like,
get people out of their heads.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
You could stay home forever if you wanted to. They don't ever have to come to a restaurant again. They can get DoorDash forever.
Yeah. Do you guys get DoorDash?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, but no, not to my house. But we use DoorDash in the business.
No, it's
yeah.
we used to hardly get any to-goes, and now it's like a big part.
No, but personally, you
No.
guys get DoorDash delivered. Okay. Never.
You?
Yes, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, still go out to eat, but then we're in San Francisco too.
Yeah, it's a whole
And
different.
The last time we went out to eat, oh my gosh, the scene has changed so much. There's like a bunch of 24, 25-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, going to like really nice restaurants.
Spending money.
Spending some money, and it was it was so loud because we went to Beretta. We've been to Beretta together.
I still love Beretta.
It's great.
We took there for her birthday.
Yeah. How'd you like it?
We took her and her friends. They love it.
Yeah, and it was just wow. That's what these kids are
It's
doing.
the only
these
restaurant
days.
we know to go to.
Yeah.
And same here. I don't know shit anymore about what's cool to go to or whatever, but it was so loud. I was like, you know, now that we're in our 40s and above, we just want to go to someplace quiet.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta go to Lovejoy's tea room.
Lovejoy's tea room.
I'm
Wow.
down with the high tea, brother.
What's up?
It's so good.
Let's set up a day,
Dude, I wanted to go there first because I thought we were initially going to meet in the city.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe we should go to Lovejoy's first. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to control this freaking interview.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you'll
John
love it.
kind of like put it up there for.
Yeah, now it's out there.
Oh yeah, let's go. I mean,
It was
you know,
so good.
I initially wanted to just reach out to Mike because I know you're a busy dude and didn't want to like bother you with any of this shit, but I mean, I'm glad we're all doing this, you know. Whatever it's.
Dude, this day's awesome. I met with my sponsor. I meet with him from 11 to 1 on Mondays. Gonna come directly here.
Yeah.
Day's going great, dude.
Yeah. Some guy. Okay, not some guy, but your sponsor he sponsored you throughout your whole process.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's newer since the pandemic.
Yeah. So what else are you doing besides doing that, and what else helps keep you sane throughout this whole shebang? No more tennis, running.
Well, I wish I could say I exercise. I have a whole gym in my basement. I don't do shit. I don't know. That's all. I just read a lot, and you know. That's all the time I have. I go to bed late, wake up reasonably early, and I try to pack as much into the stream of life as possible. Mikey spends a lot of time driving.
Mm-hmm. 3 hours a day.
Really? 3 hours a day between
Antioch and
Antioch.
work. Yep.
Wow. All right. So
I gotta get a shuttle for this dude, man.
given what your guys' roles are now, right? I mean, it seems like you have a lot to manage, but also still manageable at this point. Do you guys ever wish to go back to line cooking?
I still am.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've never dialed out
rhythm.
of the line.
Well, when we had 9 cooks,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't want to be on the line at all.
there's
because
literally no space.
you
You're
can't
gonna get
can't
COVID
walk.
over. So close.
Wow. With masks on, you guys are wearing masks in the
No,
in the kitchen.
we were.
Nobody does anymore.
We don't
Yeah.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
It's hard enough job as it is, though.
Totally.
I didn't really mind it that much actually. When we first had to wear it, it was annoying, but then you get used to it, and it wasn't that bad. But I think overall, it's like you can't really be expressive like because so there's my Spanish is very limited, and so you need to be able to read people's faces.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh shit.
And so I mean, with me, because Javi can obviously speak to him directly. I have a problem, and I only understand like a quarter of what they say, so I need expressions to figure out sometimes when they say something in Spanish, and I don't understand it, or they say it too fast, and my brain just doesn't pick it up. So I need to see their face, and then usually I can have a conversation with them without having, but with the masks on, it was a little more difficult to do.
Wow.
Dude, this is my initials, MRL.
Oh, whoa.
You were meant to be
You
there.
were here before. Do you ever read about multiverses? The multiverse theory?
There are, not exactly the multiverse, but there are some things in Jewish mysticism that would support that. Tell me.
Wow.
Tell me what you know.
I don't know very much, man. I've just been reading a lot about. I'm just trying to strengthen my logic brain, because I feel like, being pursuing creative endeavors most of my life has left me behind on that part. So I've been reading a lot about science. Multiverse is basically the study of particles and atoms, and the way scientists describe it is if you take a particle, or I could probably be butchering this, but who cares? But particles in essence are not fixed to any one point. They're actually all happening at different iterances at the same time at any given moment. So if we're made up of these same particles and atoms in the universe, then therefore we're able to, the existence of a multiverse is possible through that logic, I guess. And I'm pretty sure there's more aspects to it, but that's the best way I could describe it.
Meaning there's more than one of you.
Yes, at any given moment. I mean, at this moment. So there is still one timeline of reality, but the instances of the present moment, that's where the multiverse is.
What about the concept of perpetual creation, meaning that your circumstances are constantly being created, and they must be to be supported constantly.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that too.
At all times.
Yeah, I do.
Something out of nothing.
I'm just grasping that that alone, the multiverse alone. And also, I just kind of but I've been thinking about this lately too, where I've had some psychedelic experiences in recent years. The first time being like maybe 6 years ago, and then in succession, the idea just keeps growing in my mind where you're kind of, the way we're talking now, I'm just kind of meeting a different version of myself. Like, the universe is like one soul, and basically through reincarnation, or however you see the afterlife, and the rebirth is basically we're just all meeting ourselves at different points in time. And that's kind of like the multiverse too, I guess. I don't know. I'm probably butchering it, but these are just new ideas.
Well, there's a concept of waking up to who you are,
Right.
on many different levels, right? Like we're in the Matrix.
Yeah. I guess
The Matrix is real, people.
Yeah. I guess the best way I could describe it, have you guys seen The Martian?
Like with
Matt Damon?
Yeah.
So the same author that wrote that book wrote a short story called The Egg. And the theory is that he wrote it's about this guy who dies, and when he dies he meets a being. It's like a godlike figure. And the guy that dies has a family, he has kids, and he's kind of telling God like, what about my family? like, what about them? He's like, well, you just died, and they're gonna be okay. They're gonna move on, and long story short, basically, God, the being, tells the man, the soul that died, is that the universe is an egg, and inside this egg is just one soul, right? And everybody in it is just different iterances of you. So when you come back into the egg, you're going to be a Chinese peasant girl in 940 something AD. And he's just like, what the hell does that mean? Like, and God explains that time is not linear like we think it is in the universe of the egg. And basically the only way that you will become a realized being, like a godlike being, is when you meet every version of yourself throughout time. And so yeah.
The huevo.
Yeah, in the huevo. So that's the egg, and I guess that's kind of how I kind of view existence these days. Is, I don't know, what can you say about that other than, if you don't believe in it, but maybe compassion, or what's that other word? Yeah, compassion. Empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Empathy for others.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I think God co-signs it, puts a
Yeah.
stamp on all those things.
Yeah.
He's never not been down with empathy. It's always been in style.
Yeah. How are
Why
you guys
not?
doing? Are you guys doing okay?
Yeah,
Doing all
okay
right.
with time? It's like,
plenty of time.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. Right on.
Plenty of time. Psychedelics, Johnny?
Yeah, man. So I was doing jujitsu. I was doing jujitsu, and this kid comes up to me. He's like, a few years younger.
20-something.
He grows up. He grows them in his own
Mushrooms?
Mhm.
in his own closet. He said, "Have you ever tried this?" I said, "No." And I've always wanted to try it because I've always felt like there was a stillness in others that I felt like I never had in myself. I'm always feeling like I have to please other people or cater to people, make sure everybody's okay, and even to the point of my own peace of mind.
Yeah.
And so I thought psychedelics, I came in with the intention of that, and I took it for the first time, and it was just like, whoa. I would look out into the ocean. I was walking at Golden Gate Park, and then I just saw this. I not only saw, but I felt this really deep connection with everything. It was like when you first take it, it's like a veil has been lifted off of your eyes, and you see the universe as it's supposed to be. That's what it feels like.
Little William Blake action, Doors of Perception.
I guess so. And it's just, you see the sky.
Giving me flashbacks, Johnny.
Yeah, you've done it before.
Too much.
Yeah.
All too much.
And I did a guided one recently.
A lot of people microdose now.
Yeah, I've done that
Like
too.
a lot of people that work it highfalutin companies.
Yep. Yeah.
They do that.
It's weird. It's becoming, I guess there's steps being taken now where it's being legalized or on the way to becoming legalized in controlled environments. And
I used to want to be. Have you ever heard of Terrence McKenna? That's what I wanted to be.
Yes, I have.
That's what I wanted to be when I grew up. When I was in college, I wanted to be him.
Whoa.
I was so just do it every other day, man, and I used to love it. Nothing is real, and
Wow.
and yeah, it didn't serve me very well. It's turned me into an alcoholic, but yeah, I've lost the right to chemical solutions to my problems.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
But you, on the other hand, I would say go for it.
yeah, it's done a lot for me. I did this guided one, and somebody bought a property out there for that alone, to invite people there. And I actually met the person through the podcast. Somebody I interviewed was a death doula, or is a death doula, meaning she serves people who want to have peaceful deaths in their own home.
What?
Yeah, outside of the funeral industry. So I interviewed this person, and then she mentioned...
I mean, she's there at the moment of transition.
Yes, at the moment. Well, she's there to guide the person and the family, just to help. Not to be specifically at, but just to help guide the family. Yeah. So there's these people out there that teach you how to prepare the body, how to write up legal paperwork because there's this... I'm jumping all over the place, but there's this lady, I'm blanking on the name, but you guys know who it is, probably. She was kept alive for over 25 years. Because when she was 24, she had a heart attack that cut off the air supply to her brain, and then she became brain dead. And that became this whole legal battle between the state and the family, where they wanted to pull the plug and just be like, no, she can't survive anymore. This is what's keeping her alive. And so I guess there's a thing called an advance directive that you could write to say, no, pull the plug, do not resuscitate me, and do not embalm me with fluid, like burn me, cremate me, stick me under a tree and bury me that way, but just don't keep me out of the graveyard. That kind of thing. And on top of that, there's people that teach you how to have the ritual of, I don't know if I wouldn't call it a funeral, but a memorial. Like, let's say you pass away in your bed in the comfort of your own home, how to hold that ritual outside of the funeral home, because it's a fucking cash grab, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Coffins are like, I don't know, upward $5,000 and upwards. And
oh no, they have a captive
even
audience.
urns are expensive.
yeah, captive audience.
Dude, it's like having a restaurant in an airport. Where else are they gonna go?
Yeah. And my dad told me the other day that he was thinking about buying a place in the Philippines where they offer to store your ashes or even your body. I'm not sure. I kind of was like tuning out a little bit, but they have restaurants, they have, I don't know, poker tables and slot machines. Also, when your family goes to visit, there's other things to do.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's within a building too. Isn't that crazy?
That's bananas.
Yeah.
That's a little more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Graveyard.
I'd rather celebrate those that we loved after they pass versus, just be depressed about their leaving. The hole that they left.
Yeah. So I guess that's going back to psychedelics, or even just working out and meditating, or just having a practice of some spiritual practice. I'm just trying to soften that blow, for when, loved ones. Like, dude, I'm thinking about what you said. I remember one day I was like, damn, Matt, another fucking wedding that I have to go to. Do you remember what you said to me at that point?
Probably not. What did I say?
You go, hey man, enjoy it as much as you can, because soon it's just going to be funerals.
It's all
That sounds like a mad thing to say.
But I've been going to more funerals.
Yeah.
And now all we do is talk about the shit that's hurting.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's part of the deal. I just went to a memorial a couple weeks ago. And people die randomly.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Wow. Yeah.
My dad's got his plots already. In Judaism, we straight up burial. Very important to be put in the ground ASAP.
There's no hanging around 3 days or anything.
It actually helps the soul, because the soul hangs around the body for about 4 days, and it creates that creates the closure. And then we sit Shiva and say certain prayers which aren't necessarily for the bereaved. They are for a little bit, but to direct lost souls. Like, go that way. Maximum grieving is 11 months. Any beyond that is considered self-pity. Yeah, so you say you say certain prayers for 11 months, and yeah,
Wow.
it's a peaceful thing. If like a friend of mine's father passed away a few months ago, and we basically took over his house, and it came like 3 times a day, three set times for prayer. You keep waters in the fridge, and you just go over, and if he wants to talk about it, you talk about it. If he doesn't want to talk about it, you don't talk about it. You just sit there, and it was the coolest thing. And those dudes would just show up, and it's like an open door all day. And you obviously have to be down with that, but it was good.
This is in your friend's house
Yeah.
with the body there.
No.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
Nobody.
Okay.
No, that'd be a trip.
Yeah.
That body's in the ground already.
Ooh. Yeah, there's people offering that service. 3 days.
No, but I understand why. I mean, if it's people don't know what to do. It's like, what?
Yeah, it becomes
and they're scrambling.
it's a scramble, right? Yeah.
It's a scramble, and you what are you gonna do? You're gonna look up online. What happens when somebody dies? What are you supposed to do? And it's probably, you're right. First thing's gonna come up, spend some money.
Yep. Yeah, there's probably $1 billion industry just dedicated to that. And I don't know if it's just Western too, here in the West, because I know been to Vietnam, and we're driving through villages. There's people parading the body around, and a whole line following.
But there's graveyards everywhere, though.
Right. Yeah.
Look at Colma, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wyatt Earp. Original wheel gun.
Is that where Wyatt Earp is?
Yeah, he's there in Colma. That's the claim to fame right there. Yeah. I wanted to ask you too. You mentioned Terrence McKenna. What's your view on him now?
I don't know what he's up against. I just remember he was like the psychedelic cowboy, and he was actually bringing some science into the reality of hallucinations in that world. And he was donating. You're basically putting your sanity on the line to be a frontiersman into the psychedelic realms. And I was just trying to find somebody who did the shit I did. It's like, wow, I can make a living doing drugs. That was it. But I was I'm just like you. I was just always seeking. I wouldn't party like normal people. There has to be a purpose.
Purpose.
Like find God.
Oh,
we're not just sitting here listening to Grateful Dead.
Right.
We're gonna figure something out.
Right.
We're gonna. I remember I thought that I feel like I told you this before, that I thought that I figured out the formula how to predict the future.
Okay.
How to control deja vu. If you can do that, and you effectively can predict. And I remember calling this dude who was like a good mathematician. This was at University of Delaware. I'm like, dude, come on. I know you can figure this out. Give me the formula. And I was directing all these people. I was manic. But I really thought that I had figured it out. And then, of course, when the drugs wore off, I couldn't remember what the hell I was talking about. But I remember that to this day. And anybody that was there that night remembers it too.
Wow.
I have it written down somewhere in some notebooks.
The mathematical theory to repeat. What is it?
To control your deja vu.
To control your deja vu. Math?
Yeah.
Wow.
Math. You're talking about somebody who failed geometry.
Yeah.
I would assume it is more of the artistic.
This is what I was doing with my parents' money.
Wow.
This is what I was doing with my parents' money.
Wow.
I should have been studying hotel restaurant management and figuring out deja vu mathematical equations.
Do you still feel like you made the right choice into going into the food service industry?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that I would have done better.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have much passion for anything else.
Yeah.
But I was a late starter anyway. So it's either that or the picture frame business. And I tried music, and that didn't work out well either. I would have much rather been a rock star, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. What would you guys do differently to start from scratch right here in 2022?
Go, Mikey.
Well, I'd go back to the basics. I would go back to how soon after, I say like the 5th year of San Carlos, we just had the same blueprint and just followed it instead of trying to go in different directions.
Smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it small?
Mm-hmm.
Keep it one?
No, I don't think he can handle just one restaurant. He needs to have his mind wrapped around other projects.
I don't mind one. I mean, I was living and supporting myself with one. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the number matters, but I think that the size and scope and...
Well, I guarantee you'd sleep better at night if you only had one restaurant.
Yeah, so why not have one? Who knows? We might. No, but it's like San Carlos was like the perfect size, because it creates a certain amount of coziness and it's still there, right?
Yeah.
So that's why there's many different versions of the Refuge if you want to go to it. And I'm, in the big scheme of things, I'm proud of them all. I have no idea what San Mateo is going to turn into because we haven't even put the Muhammad Ali up. So we can make it more like, us. We're not going to stop trying.
Yeah.
To make it, that place just needs more soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took me.
Needs
a while.
more fun.
Needs more.
Yeah, definitely.
Everything. This is the year of fun, dude.
It is the year of fun.
Let's do fun shit.
Yeah.
Dude, wait. You got to go to this place. I'm telling you. You walk in there, this guy's got balloons, streamers, clown supplies.
Wow. Clown supplies.
Everything for like a county fair.
Yeah.
How do we add more fun into our lives? Especially for like thinkers like us.
Don't take yourself too seriously. Rule 62.
Rule 62.
Yeah, don't take yourself too serious.
Right. Yeah, man. I just had a clown. Actually, I'm waiting to publish an episode from a professional clown, a guy who studied at Del Arte School of the Arts, and he actually started in Ohio. And I was asking him these same questions. I was like, how do we add more fun? And he was just like, embrace the folly, like double down on the folly.
Double down on the folly. I like it.
Double down on the folly.
Well said, clown.
Yeah.
But we have balloons now, right?
You guys are doing balloons?
And you want to make kids create a riot, go outside with 20 balloons
And the popcorn.
and the popcorn. People start freaking out. The kids going crazy, you making their day.
Yeah.
So much so that we ran out of helium.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That on the Coco Melon day, when that little character came, by the way, it was off the hook. People were lining up all the way to 31st Avenue to see this little character.
Yeah.
Coco Melon?
Yeah, it's pretty popular.
Yeah. It's like a kid show.
Yeah.
My son can't stand it, but
Coco Melon.
What does he do? Or they?
It's like this gigantic. It's like this toddler that's is a computer graphics, and it's this toddler with this huge head, and he like sings, and he just acts like an idiot, and then the kids love him.
It's Coco Melon.
Coco Melon. It's a giant baby
Yeah,
dressed up. That's cool.
A giant baby.
yeah. The head is bigger than the father in the.
Yeah. So what do you think we were talking about? We were talking about on Saturday. I'm like, I need to get some type of costume for somebody.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
but we need to get a good one.
Oh, like a Refuge mascot?
The little eagle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, it digressed into which little employee is going to be put inside it. And so I had to stop that because everybody can start getting offended.
Well, I think another hard part with the mascot is you can't make it too serious. You have to make it. I mean, if you do an eagle, how are you going to make that fun? I mean, look at all the eagle mascots. They're not exactly.
They're scary.
Yeah, they're scary.
Or you can make it look like a penguin because it has that key thing, just the white key.
Yeah, but
the problem is the beak is.
Oh, the beak. Yeah.
Menacing.
How we going to make it?
It could either be.
These are the things we think about.
Yeah.
I guess things aren't.
I guess it's better than the beetle.
Mm-hmm.
The beetles.
The beetle will scare the shit out of little kids.
Yeah.
No, but it create. I said, well done, Hillsdale. They created some buzz. They need to do more of that.
Yeah, they need to do more kid activities and like I embraced the kid menu. You got to.
No, but that brings the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are controlling the world.
Right. You guys are in a great spot, though. I mean, our friends throw parties like around that pizza place that we were at, and I'm just looking over at the Refuge. Like, dang, there's a lot of people there. A lot of people in the patio, and they all have beers on the table. You know?
Yeah, the patio does fill up.
Yeah.
We went to. You ever been to Doughzone?
No.
It's like a dumpling place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you want to get
in San Mateo.
Yeah, if you want to get your carbs on, go to that place. But their pot stickers were legit.
Yeah.
How do you make the? You know how they line up the pot stickers and they kind of make it crispy?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Okay, so from what I know, they put it all in a saute pan, a little bit of water. That leaches out the gluten that's in the wrapper, and then it cooks down. So you steam it first with a saute pan over another saute pan or a cover, and then you lift it off and then let it cook down.
Yeah, because they were all lined up like that, and then there was like it looked like melted or looked like crispy Parmesan.
Yeah,
and they lifted it up and it's like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's just the gluten leaching out. You guys should do. Well, sorry. Here we go. I used to get this a lot too when I was. You guys should do. Da 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 da. Yeah.
It's okay if you say it, man.
5 minutes.
It is that is 5 minutes for sure. And they're you could freeze them.
Yeah, they were selling all their dumplings. And we actually planned to go to some Vietnamese spot, but it was like an hour wait.
Yup.
You know the place by Viognier?
Yup. Is it called like Yeah.
Viet something.
Yup.
It's a teeny tiny place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 78-minute wait.
Whoa.
On a Sunday.
Because the stuff that they serve, I've only seen in Vietnam. Yeah, these little noodle cigars.
Supposedly it's legit.
Yeah, it looks legit.
And so we couldn't. We saw The Black Phone.
The Black Phone?
That horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
How was it?
I thought it was pretty good.
Ethan Hawke.
Mm-hmm.
He
is surprisingly scary.
No, he's weird.
Yeah.
He's weird. But I like it because it's set in 1978, so it's a trip. It's a trip.
1978, how old were you guys in 1978?
7?
2.
You were 2.
Damn, little guy.
Yep.
You were 2?
Yep.
How about anything you guys have learned about people throughout this whole 15-year journey, being so close to humanity, the ins and outs?
There's some sick individuals out there.
No, there's also a lot of beautiful people.
Yes. I don't know why that's the first
Wow. Positive Mike.
thing that comes. I like
Wouldn't
it.
expect it, would you?
Yeah, I mean...
That's why he's here.
Yeah.
To balance whatever the stupid things I say. I'm just thinking of the first thing that comes to mind is some of the absolutely lunatics that as customers and employees
Yeah.
who've come through.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy cow.
Right.
Those are crazy people, man.
There is a lot of gems, though.
What are you thinking about when you see gems, or when you
Just
thinking
there's
about
good
gems?
people that that care about other people. I mean, that's kind of rare nowadays. I mean, like, so they're gems because most people are very self-absorbed and they don't care about the person next to them.
Yeah.
They like, and I mean, when we were coming up as cooks, I mean, the biggest thing was to, cover the guy next to you, make sure that he's okay, and that seems to have gone to the wayside in our industry. It's like it's all about themselves. How much money am I making? I need to go out tonight and do things, so I'm gonna call in sick tomorrow, and it's like there's nobody who's dependable.
Yeah.
And when you get these gems that they come to work, they try hard, and even if there's a language barrier, they care about people. And it's very rare because I don't really deal with the front of the house as much, but I do drop off food, and it seems like sometimes you get customers that are crazy, but most times they actually appreciate what you do. And they treat you with respect, and that's also rare because everybody's enabled to treat people however they want, and they're protected. They can do whatever they want, and we just have to accept it. Yeah. So when you have that restriction where you can do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say, and you can get away with it, it's very rare that somebody can just come in and care about people and say, you know what, I really appreciate your food, and that you give me experience that that made my day happy, and you hear that, and it's contagious.
Makes you want to give them some popcorn.
What's the opposite of that, Matt? When you said sick
malicious
individuals?
lawsuits.
Say what?
Malicious lawsuits.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
really?
I have to deal with it, but I not like Matt and Melanie have to deal with it. So, like,
To be continued.
To be continued. Wow.
But it's just like, there's people like that. There's people that make a living with shit like that. It's a whole industry of evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's part of business. That's how you know you've been in business a while. Like, got any lawsuits yet?
Shit.
No, you haven't been in business long
we
enough.
were blessed, like the first 3 years that we didn't have any lawsuits.
Well, yeah, it's because we had people that were down with the cause and weren't just, coming in punching time. But then that's kind of the hazards of having multiple restaurants where you don't have the luxury of just pick anybody you want. You just.
Well,
But-
we didn't necessarily handpick everybody. We did have Rada working for us.
More edits.
Oh.
We handpicked him. That's a scary thing.
It's more like we needed somebody, and he showed up on our doorstep, kept on asking us to get employed.
Damn.
Remember, he disrespected my salami.
In what way? How'd you do it?
Put it in his pants.
Oh.
The ones that I used to make at Viognier.
Oh no.
He's
I
like,
don't remember. Why don't I remember that?
Like, I have your salami right here.
Oh shit.
And it was sticking out of his
Matt almost killed him.
Wow, those were the days. They were
Viognier.
Viognier.
It was great.
I mean, the stuff we were making. Well, you were teaching me how to make. Man, I loved it. I would still do it to this day. I went to Napa. There's this place called, I don't know, it's all charcuterie. Like a whole deli counter full of pâtés, bacon. I think it's like Chris Cosentino's one of his places. Yeah.
Yeah, does he still have that restaurant in the city?
No. Encanto, maybe?
Yeah, that place
Not
is still
cool
open.
anymore, man. Well, not that I ever
never
was,
have
but I'm
been.
just like less cool. A lot less cool if I ever was cool. I mean, like, thinking about how much shit has changed lately, I remember suggesting on Reddit that people work some kind of service job so that they actually know what the other people are going through on the other side, because most people are just like, and then the amount of people that descended on me and were just like, how self-righteous are you to like, I'm just suggesting, man, like,
You know, I've experienced people who have been through our experiences are even more critical and more condescending than people who do not.
Yeah.
Let's say what? Say that again.
So people who have been in the service industry, they've been a chef or whatnot. They come to our restaurant, for example, and then they say what a terrible experience they had.
Oh yeah, those are my favorite type of Yelps.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to respond. I'm basically taken out of all responses of the PR. I can only do positive things on Google.
You've had some legendary retorts, though.
Yes.
Really good ones.
Really
good ones.
There was one last one, and that was it. It was about the woman that accused us of only having dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm a father of, two girls. Yeah. So yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
So you took that out.
It's still up there.
Oh, it's still up there.
It's still up there. I just don't respond anymore.
Yeah. You're choosing your battles now.
No, I mean, I don't know.
It seems like the battles choose him.
Look, I'm not. If somebody wants to talk about something, I will sit down with them and let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. You know?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's. It's like I always said. This is when I work. Come see me.
Yeah.
Right? Don't frickin' tattletale on me.
Yeah.
On Yelp. Come on, dude. Now I take it personal.
Yeah. People's lives at stake.
Livelihoods, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to Vegas and we went to this Italian restaurant and someone ordered the veal scalpini? Was that what? I forgot what it was. But anyways, it was dry, and Matt was like, I gotta talk to the chef. I gotta talk to the owner. And he brings the people, whoever it was, to the table, and he complains about it. He says, I want it done again.
Did I say that?
Yes. And then the cooks, you can hear them like turning into like monkeys in the cage, like rattling the cage.
Yeah.
Because like he didn't like their scalpini.
Oh shit.
And so we got another one, and Matt still wasn't satisfied, but he says, I have to tell the owner, because if I don't, do this, and I went on Yelp and whatever, you get pissed off.
I think that's respectable. That's for sure.
But unfortunately, the guys in the kitchen know about it, and they're not happy about it.
Wow. Was this when we went to Vegas?
Yes.
I don't remember that. Oh my god,
Mikey remembers all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scarred his mind.
They did.
What restaurant was this?
It was in Caesar Palace.
Oh.
Yeah. Is there still a Caesar's Palace? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that was a time.
Yeah, I remember, like, I drank too much coffee and too much alcohol, and I had to just stay in the room because my headache was pounding.
Dude, you guys, that party was over before I got there.
Yeah.
I remember Matt showing up.
It pretty much ended when Matt. I mean, I couldn't handle anything more when
the corduroy blazer. Yeah, that was that day. Yeah.
What was going on? Where'd we go that night?
Man,
I told you we went to the Italian restaurant, and then we went to the casino, and I had X amount of dollars I'm going to spend in cash. It was my birthday, and so the freaking strip club. This woman
Spearmint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she did the lap dances, and I didn't really want, but I ended up giving her like half my money. And then we went to the casino.
Like he's like, I'm in love.
Went to the casino, and like me and John went to this table, and it was like a blackjack table, and like she goes, okay, I'm going to show you how to do it. Put your chip down here, okay? And she says, what was it? It's like $100 buy-in. And I'm all going, okay, put your chip here. And boom, boom, boom. All right.
And she took your chip.
She took my chip. I didn't have any more money.
Oh.
So I just went up to the
Dude, remember we were playing. This is the classic, dude. Real quick.
Yeah.
We lost 100, and I look at Ryan and I'm like, "What are we gonna do now?" He's like, "We're gonna get it back, real quick."
Run it back.
And then we do it again, and he's like, "So let me get one more time, real quick." We lost $300, like boom, and it was the last thing we did. We came out on a losing streak.
Oh no! Then Matt. So I was in the room all this time when you guys were doing this.
Yep.
And finally, you guys come up. Matt gets his freaking bag and he goes home. And then goes, "I gotta hit the casinos." Like, this is before we went on the plane. Like a few hours before we went on the plane, we went back down and we went to the teller or whatever, and he got more money wired to him. And he went at it again, and he lost everything again.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I was even saving up for the wedding that
Best wedding ever.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that was a great
That was
wedding.
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I still have the little picture.
Oh,
Yeah, I
cool.
do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
yeah.
Keep it in our living room. It's a awesome phase.
Yeah.
And
Yep. But that
barn.
trip, yeah, I remember just putting like $200 on red, and it was my last $200. And every paycheck I try to save, but I remember I wasn't even with you guys. I was just off on my own. I was like, okay, I gotta make my money back. Put it all on like red, 200, and then of course lost it. But as soon as that lady raked away my chips, I just knelt down in the middle of the casino floor, and I was like, fuck. And then that's when I saw and yeah, at the bar. They weren't even at the bar. It was like the lobby bar.
right.
Yeah.
Was
there, right?
was there. He took. You were gonna get me, and I said, "Dude, I don't want no guy touching me." So.
All right, I got a few more. I don't want to take up your guys' too much of your
Bring
guys'
it.
time, man. Success. Do you guys have a different view of success now since the beginning of when you guys first started the Refuge up until now?
I would say success does not have as much to do with business and money. Straight up. Happily and usefully whole. That is success to me. And it doesn't matter what I do. And being free. I'm taking that to the grave.
What's free?
Free? Not thinking about the past or the future, just being present. Right now I'm free.
Hell yeah.
Not free. Not over managing. Not stuck in repetitive mind function. Not stuck in an unsatisfied mind.
Mm-hmm.
You ever have those days where nothing satisfies you?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
I think
Nothing's good enough.
Yeah.
Nothing's good enough. That's not a good place to be. That's not free to me. Yeah, and just the basics, being with appreciating family and all the gifts. Over-gifted. Over-blessed. Over-blessed.
How about you, Mike? Success.
I would say to a degree the same. I don't know. Just every day is a struggle, and every day you make it home to your family. It's a success because it's rewarding when you're coming home and when your kid recognizes you and is happy that you're there. There's nothing better than that, and your wife is happy that you're home.
Wow. 10 years ago when I was in the kitchen with you guys, I would have never pictured a conversation like this with you guys. You guys are like blowing. I can't believe like this stuff is coming out of here. It's just, yeah, you guys are so different now. right? But
I'm
of course,
still a pessimist.
So yeah, that's pretty much quality of life. Are you guys meeting that in your minds at least? The freedom, the quality of life that is it all you expected it to be, being a restaurant owner or being part of something this long?
Oh, this year is surprising me a little bit.
Yeah,
it
is. But I mean, for me, I pretty much counted myself out of ever owning a home or even thinking about owning a home, and now I have one, and I'm married. I never thought that was going to happen. I never thought I was going to have a kid.
Never thought you were going to fly to South America.
Whoa.
Yeah, I never thought I was going to leave California.
Okay. We'll have to talk about that another time.
That's the craziest thing. I was not in favor of that, by the way.
Yeah, he
that surprised you?
No, he thought that I was going to be
abducted, never
and
come
held
home.
hostage, and that Matt would have to pay the fee.
Yeah.
That's what I think he's more upset about, because he thought that he'd have to front the money.
and then I think you said to me, like, "Who the hell is kidnapping me?"
Yeah. What am I?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you were easily recognizable in the airport.
Right. Yeah.
To Astrid.
Hey,
right?
we just kidnapped Josh Hartnett. Fucking, what's the ransom for Josh Hartnett? Yeah, that's crazy. Venezuela?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, we met in Colombia.
Okay.
Bogota. Yeah.
Whoa. Wow, you're edgy, Mike. You're edgy now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how she convinced me to do it, but I did it. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, usually the things like that don't work out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, like, we're both opinionated
No,
people.
it's usually a scam.
Oh, okay.
To like rob you or, steal your identity. Or
Well, we were talking for almost 2 years before. Well, no, a whole year before that happened.
Yeah.
So,
Any other big surprises that you can think of that you didn't expect throughout these 15 years?
that we actually. Well, that was
the pandemic, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that is the surprise of all surprises.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate act of God. I mean, it would be a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, it's definitely not something I ever thought would happen, ever.
Yeah.
With today's society, I just assumed that, like, we'd have wars and things like that, but having something like that in, American soil is a little crazy.
America's not ready for monkeypox.
Oh, man.
Well, maybe we are more ready than we were before coronavirus.
We are still not ready. You heard it here first, people.
Yeah.
We're not ready.
It will.
It's going to be what is that? The one movie with the monkeys, like, drawn on the wall, like the end of the world.
Planet of the Apes?
Was it the Planet of the Apes? I thought it was the 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys is awesome.
Oh my gosh. I got to revisit that.
Melanie's favorite movie. 12 Monkeys.
I wouldn't have suspected that would be her favorite movie.
Dang, yeah, I haven't done enough research on monkeypox to know. All I know is there's a shortage on vaccines, and it starts off as a rash.
Not enough testing.
Yeah. Dang. Have you guys gotten the COVID?
Yeah,
at all?
I got 3 shots.
Not the actual virus.
Oh no, probably, but I know he has.
I got it in January.
This January.
OG Omicron,
Yeah.
I believe.
OG Omicron. Yeah.
What about you?
I just got it for the first time more than 4 weeks ago. Probably less than a month ago. I just got out of it. Did the 10 days. Before that, I think I might have had it on a cruise ship.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
First
like
time going on a cruise
sometimes
ship.
it's not even perceivable when you have it. So
Yeah. And I didn't have it bad at all. I mean, the first time I got it, when I first thought I got it, that was like, I was dead. It was in a cruise ship on the 3rd day of a 7-day trip. Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
I locked myself in the room. I
That
didn't even
sucks.
have the TV on. I was dead. And that was during the time where it was like, oh, were you exposed to anybody that had these symptoms? Like, you just check off these things on okay, go on board.
So was that 2021?
2020.
2020?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
before it was like
so you had,
February.
You had OG COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I lost my taste. I was coughing up blood, a little bit of blood. And this was on the cruise ship too, where nobody really knew
Super
what
spreader
was going on. But I remember reading while I was on the plane, there's this blog that I follow, something Epsilon, but they were just like, this is serious. And I was just like reading this on the plane to go to Florida. I was like, oh shit. You know? And I never thought it would have been, we would live through anything like this before.
Right.
Where you can't even go to the grocery store because it's just, there's nothing, or people are hoarding.
Yeah.
And then that's when I really thought, like, I gotta really get a gun. Yeah.
What was crazy is that when we shut down the refuge, like we were being generous to our employees because the food was going to go bad, so we had to give it out to the employees. So we have face masks, gloves. We're like distributing food and checks, like their last checks, because
riding around like trying to deliver checks to these people because there's no way to do it. And then we were closed for a month and a half, and like after the first week, it's like you're like worried about touching things even with gloves. It's like I remember going to the refuge to pick up something, and I'm like looking around to see if anybody's nearby. There's like 1 or 2 cars on the street, but other than that, it was like smooth sailing to work. And you get out, and then you're like trying to see if there's anybody who's tampered with the area, like, you know, like homeless people or whatnot. And like it's like, no, I would drive around with my gun in my glove compartment, especially during the civil unrest days.
Shit. Yeah.
That's like, oh,
That's the
but
trauma.
I was just it's just you go into it, right?
Yeah.
You go into it, you don't think it's like you got no choice. I guess you could hide in your closet the whole time.
No. But that was the trauma, man. It was like overload, so much shit going on. Civil unrest, the pandemic. Nobody could get toilet paper anywhere.
yeah, that was crazy.
Washing your fucking groceries that get delivered, if you did get them delivered.
Spraying them down.
Huh?
Yeah,
spraying them down.
Yeah, hoping that you got what you ordered.
Yeah, hoping you got what you ordered. Yeah. That was nuts. That's where, when you say trauma, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, maybe it just erased everything that was in my brain before that time, because holy shit. And I remember just getting COVID recently, and I was just...
All these dudes are straight up fishing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's high tide, too. Look at that. But yeah. Do you still punch the air when things are going really well? Combo the air.
I did it on last Friday.
Hell yeah.
He still has the Matt Lean too.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, when things are going really well, and I think things are firing on all cylinders, Matt busts combos to the air, and it's amazing because I remember it's when things are just kicking. Yeah. So that still goes on.
I don't see it as often.
Yeah.
I like I said, got tennis elbow. I want to hurt myself.
Yeah. How would you describe a moment like that, though?
When
it's hella busy.
When it's hella busy and everything's pumping, it's fucking awesome. Everything's working. It's like...
Would you say that, like, everybody is in a not uniform, but like a shared state of flow? Is that what you're feeling at that time?
Yeah. It's everybody's just staying focused, doing their job.
It's usually the moment before we get the tickets that Matt knows it's going to be busy. That's when he starts getting all pumped up,
right.
And then the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Then the shit. No, but these Hillsdale especially is built to do volume.
Yeah, it's like the rushes aren't like how they were in San Carlos when we got busy, because like it seemed like there was
love it.
There
Actually,
was
we have screens now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it
Screens.
seems like there is no. Remember, it seemed like there was no end, and the tickets. You just keep on hearing the machine spit out more and more
That's
tickets.
PTSD. That's reptile brain right there.
Yeah.
The tickets.
Yeah, and then you can't think that like you can't even get past the fact that the machine keeps on going off, and you can't keep up putting the tickets on the board. Like
The greasy tickets.
yeah, and like you're like you can't
greasy
you can't say okay, there's going to be an end to this because you think this is like it's going to keep going, but over like in San Mateo it's like okay, flip. Oh yeah, we got like two screens full of tickets.
Holy
whatever.
shit!
Sometimes it gets to 4 screens of tickets, and it's like not a big deal. I mean, we have we usually have on a busy night we have 6 cooks and 2 dishwashers and a chef. So usually anything can get done in that with that staff.
Is there still expediters? People calling out what they need.
Not
calling out.
calling
It's
out.
more like organizing. There should be somebody on the cook side that should be organizing the tables before they put it in the window, but that doesn't really happen.
on the super busy nights. Then there's more of a need for it, but then like regular busy $1,000-$1,500 hours, then they can handle it.
Yeah.
But when it gets crazy and people need to just focus on what they're cooking, it's harder to multitask. But like the way our screens are, every station has a different color for their.
Shit.
So like pastrami is red,
Yeah.
so he can just look and just see. He's only looking at red.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to look at every single ticket, so it's much more user friendly. And that's one thing we changed during the pandemic. We just kind of like upgraded the technology, and that changed everything actually.
Wow.
Yeah, we were screwed that first Friday.
Oh yeah, that was the worst experience I ever had ever.
Really?
Ever.
At both
Matt
locations.
tried to be an expediter and working pantry.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we only had 2 cooks.
It was me and who's the chef over at San Carlos now.
And that wasn't even the busy day. The Friday was when you guys really got bushwhacked.
Well, we actually already we brought back for that day.
That was quick. No, it was Javi and Martine only. And remember, I was grinding. You weren't there, but I was grinding burgers to order.
Oh.
And
Damn.
and we just had tickets because we were doing to go only to go. And
It wasn't actually monetarily wise, it wasn't that busy, but we were only open for 4 hours. So I think we did $6,000 in.
It was like an hour. It felt like.
Yeah.
Wow.
But everybody ordered at 6:30.
Yeah.
So some people waited like an hour.
Yeah, and they were pissed off. Melanie was
She ended up coming back.
Yeah.
She didn't come back after that.
she hasn't like host, like she was being the host and she hasn't hosted since then. She was like really traumatized. Like that's when the ugly people came out. And like we were trying so before coronavirus happened, I was trying to get Matt to do like these delivery services because I knew it was going to give us extra money, and Matt was against it. And like I don't know, 6 months before the coronavirus happened, he finally let in, and that actually saved our lives.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Saved us.
So we started.
They got very good at what they do now.
Yeah, but
They're very
the
good.
drivers were pissed off because they had to wait like 30 minutes to an hour to get their food. And they're usually going to several different places and making more money, but they weren't making any money because they're waiting for the food. So they were irate, and they were treating Melanie like she was dirt.
No, but also like everybody that Melanie knew was just sitting there waiting because she told everybody to come because it was our grand reopening.
Well, we thought it was going to be slow.
Yeah, and then but they've gotten much better.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you order it. The pandemic made them very good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we
At
also
what they
like
do.
when you have a month and a half of not working, like you forget how to organize a little bit,
Wow.
and you need that day to get up to speed. But we didn't have a dry run.
We just opened up with the food we
We had
had.
to open it up with full menu. We were talking about downsizing it, and we didn't.
The very next day we did. That
did.
Saturday we
But,
basically cut the menu in half.
Luciano was saying, "Well, you have to have this and you have to have that," and we're all going, "Okay." And I didn't want to do it. I wanted to have a abbreviated menu. But, Jesus. Yeah, we had to downsize it. And we also brought more employees in. And then next week, no, actually 2 days later, we brought Antonio. So we had four guys, me, Omar, and Antonio. We were still only open 4 hours for I think we did it for like a month or so, right?
Yeah, and then the next thing you know, we're opening up for lunch and straight through.
Yeah.
I'm still straight through.
Yeah, we're still.
We don't take a break anymore.
Damn.
Sometimes we want to. But.
Yeah, sometimes.
A lot of people are doing that now, though.
But I mean, there's certain times when it's very lucrative, and other times when it's completely dead, and it feels like, okay, well, if we send people home, what if it gets busy? And so we have to deal with the lesser evil.
Damn. Whew. Wow. The ugliest, but then followed by probably the greatest relief to reopen like that, right?
Me and I both thank Matt for the opportunity to be able to work, because we were I was getting unemployment checks, but I didn't feel good about it, and I knew it wasn't going to be sustainable.
We all got unemployment checks for the first time ever.
Yeah, we didn't know about any of the experience.
I'm like, this is kind of cool, but it's like not enough.
Yeah. So like when Matt and Melanie pulled the meeting and brought us all together and said, okay, let's try to do this thing. Me and were both very appreciative of the opportunity, because like I had a wife. I had to make sure. This is before we had a coronavirus baby, so during that's what happened when that month and a half. That's when Juanito was conceived. Yeah. So.
What about on your vacation? You gonna make another one?
Oh no.
How do you know?
The romance is gone, dude. The romance is gone.
Edit it out.
Where's your vacation? Where are you going on your vacation?
My idea of a vacation and my wife's idea of a vacation are two different things. My idea of vacation is relaxation. Hers is going somewhere and spending a lot of money.
Planning some shit.
Planning shit that actually, we were supposed to go to Vegas earlier this year, and I told her, we don't have money to go to Vegas, because if you're going to gamble, you need to spend money. If you're going to go to shows, you need to spend money. If you need a hotel, you might be able to get a free hotel room, but you're going to have to pay for the flight. And, it all adds up. we don't have any money. We're in debt. Where's this money going to come from? So we canceled the...
Mikey keeps things in check. That's how it goes.
The voice of reason. Oh man.
Yeah, so we also coronavirus, we months before coronavirus, we planned a trip to go into Mexico, and we were all excited and fired up about it. And then coronavirus happened, and they canceled the flight.
We were supposed to take a cruise for Stan's 80th birthday and their 50th anniversary. And that got canceled too.
Oh, man.
Still got to do that.
No, I don't think I'm going to Mexico.
Cool, man. Anything else you guys wanted to mention on here, or anything we didn't talk about that you guys wanted to talk about?
Come visit us. Come see us in the flesh. See what it's all about.
It's a great operation.
Check out the fun. Maybe I'll punch you. Maybe I'll punch you.
Well, on.
So what's how long have you been doing this stuff? Does this thing actually record?
Yeah, it records.
Damn.
I've been doing this for almost a year now, 8 months. And I just wanted to learn how to speak well, talk like Terrence McKenna.
Yeah.
And also just have fun with it.
See what's up with humanity.
Mm-hmm. See what's up with humanity. Reach out to people. Spread some ideas. Yeah. And it's helped me reach out to a lot of relatives that I normally wouldn't have talked to if I didn't do it.
I saw some of those.
Yeah, some people from the Philippines. Yeah, sometimes I just feel like why the fuck am I doing this? You know, I sometimes.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good to
I'm
record
like,
things too.
I don't want this. It kind of freaks me out. Like I don't want it to be big, but if it does, I really don't want the attention. But people seem to just be like, hey, you're doing something good, and I don't know.
I think it's therapeutic for other people. So
Yeah. Plus, you know, like the way this guy said it too, he's just take what you know and formulate your own way of expressing that, and if it turns into something like a business, or if people give you, you know, advertisements for it, or if you can make a living for it, then fine. But if not, at the very least, it's just something for this. Yeah, self-expression, you know? Yeah.
Broken ass phone.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's pretty much why I started doing it. Well, yeah, I just wanted to reach out to, people with cool stories to tell, cool things to say. Yeah.
I'm sure Matt's not entirely done with his Refuge story, but
There's never ending. I mean, it would be a good series.
Yeah.
Like The Offer. That's a good series.
The Offer?
Did you start watching it yet?
yeah, I try to get as much as I can. Whenever Juanito takes a nap, I'm able to get it squirted. It's like
It's about the making of The Godfather.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Wow. The Offer.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus.
Oh, shit. Another streaming service? Yeah. Yeah. The Offer. That sounds good. I just got into this show called The Rehearsal.
What's that about?
Oh, my God. It's like layers. So let's say anybody that has like a big life event, right? This one episode, the first episode was a guy that wanted to confess to his good friend that he's never been in an Ivy League school or had Ivy League education or not even a master's. And this friend has been trying to help him get jobs with that knowledge, with that idea.
Oh shit.
And this is over their friendship of over, I don't know, 20 years or something. So this guy, he's a comedian. His name is Nathan Fielder. He replicates the situation, what it's going to look like. The guy planned to do it at a bar. Like, so, for example, if somebody wanted to do it at the Refuge, he replicated exactly
the
bar.
Are you talking about the trivia night thing?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel weird.
Yeah, so he's like
That guy's so trippy.
Yeah, he's a trip. He's just very socially awkward. But he just develops a mind map for the people that he's like. What if they say this? Okay, maybe if you drink too much of your drink, somebody's going to interrupt you. And while you're in mid confession, they might throw you off or whatever.
No, they might ask you if you want a refill.
Yeah, they might ask you if you want a refill.
So don't drink too fast.
What network is that on?
HBO Max.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out.
Same passwords.
It's so
Oh, I have HBO Max. So.
It's good. And then yeah. But yeah, man. It's been a trip. I always tell myself, oh, this is gonna be the last one I'm gonna do. But then, I just end up seeing this one guy who I saw, Michael Greuel, one of the godfathers of Eskrima. I reached out to him. He's like this hard Filipino dude. His dad was in World War II. He's from Stockton. And the history of the Filipinos out in Stockton are like, they were side by side with Cesar Chavez, the farm workers, I guess rebellion or something like that.
But he's a dangerous motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I mean, our exchanges, he was just like very straight to the point. What time are you available? Call me at 10.
Oh, shit.
No like pleasantries or anything. And then I talked to him, and he was just, that sounds like a really hard dude. Yeah, what are you doing? What's this podcast about? Oh, how many listeners do you got? Oh, yeah? So, just to let you know, I've done this many times. I've answered the same questions over and over again. Like, what do you want to talk about? I was like, well, the last thing I want to talk about is Eskrima, but I would like to get to know your experience as a, first generation Filipino American who's much older than I am. He's like in his 60s or 70s or something like that. And that's when he opened up. He was like, okay, I think, you're a good dude. You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders. Why don't you come down to...
He's interviewing you.
Come down to Vallejo. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, why don't you come down to Vallejo? Maybe we can sit down and have a scotch or something. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But, who knows how it's going to work out because, I got to make some moves, man. Like, Joanne is pregnant. And if it ends up, seeing through.
Right.
Like, yeah, I suggested, I was like, maybe we should start catering again. She's like, no, absolutely not. She never saw me.
Do you want to bring your child into that?
No. Well, I don't know. I mean, the last thing I would want to do is not be present for a lot of things, So, I'm starting to look into doing what Kramer's doing as far as HVAC technician work. I was working for a school.
Yeah,
for a really long time.
Is that what he does? Kramer?
Yeah, he does HVAC tech. Yeah.
Yeah, he's bounced all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. He just had a kid.
What? Striker, too.
Striker
Yeah,
too,
I know about Striker.
But Kramer just had a kid.
He was so against kids. Like he was more against kids than I was.
Mm-hmm.
How can be against kids?
It's Kramer.
Yeah.
I need to use Bunny real quick.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the blessings, dude. Be praying for you guys in my morning meditations.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'll
man.
add you guys to the list.
Gonna need it all.
No, God's the one that's gonna make it happen or not, right?
So you're still really involved with AA?
I have to be. I kind of got a little despondent during the pandemic. It just the disease manifested itself too faster than what my program was.
Wow.
And it has fucked me up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fucked me up. Just holy shit. And I don't recognize the mind that I have right now. So, you just reach out and do desperate things. And I remember I was telling my doctor I got this anxiety, blah, blah, blah. And he just gave me on a prescription. He's in recovery too, my doctor.
Yeah.
On a prescription pad, he just writes primetimeisnow.com. That's the type of AA meetings I go to. That was his prescription.
Oh shit.
It was a trip, and then
He knew you were in recovery.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of anxiety and depression look exactly like untreated alcoholism.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. It's so let's see what's what. But it's just hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're in until this, it's like a dust storm. You see, you're looking left, right, and you're in a dust bowl. And then when the dust settles, you see, oh shit, this is where I am.
Wow.
And everybody's been in a. Well, the only one.
So those 3 steps you were talking about, that's
Just
the
first 3 steps
The first 3 steps
of the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, the first. I mean, it's really applicable for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because there's powerlessness, right? Everybody experiences a level of powerlessness, and to where they're essentially playing God, right? And the whole thing is, where am I playing God? Where am I being self-reliant? Where is self-reliance actually failing me? And whether it's over-controlling or, and my job is very, very simple.
I see what you're saying.
Compared to what higher powers would be, right? My job is just to stay close to him and perform his work well. And they say remarkable things will come to pass. And all that stuff, whether the business succeeds or doesn't, that's up to him. I can't control that. I can just do my little part, stay present, but at all things, you got to know where your sources are and where the true power is, right? Not finite power, right? Not self-propulsion.
Wow.
You know? And
so you're kind of saying asking for help, knowing when to ask for help, right?
Yeah, knowing what the chain of command is, who the boss is. Right? It's just more pronounced with alcoholics because we have to do it to save our life.
Yeah.
You know, because when I start drinking again, it's over.
Yeah. But it resonates with me too when you said those first 3 steps too, because man, sometimes feeling that you're not in control can be overwhelming, right? And yeah, that's what. Okay, I'll just use the pregnancy for example. It's like I have no control over that shit, you know? I know that I really want a specific outcome, but then what I tell myself too is like, what's going to happen is going to happen anyway, whether I like it or not. You know, whether it's fortunate for us.
Everything in life,
yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Right. It's going to happen.
We don't know if we have 90 seconds or 90 days left in your life. Don't know if we're going to make it home from this drive.
Right. Damn.
I'm just saying. Just saying. Could be swallowed up at the earth right now.
Wow. Well, man, I appreciate you guys. You know, yeah.
Likewise, Johnny.
There's a lot of good memories I have.
Much more ahead.
Yeah. I don't, you know. When I look at shows like when I watch shows like The Bear, and I don't really watch too many shows, I'm like, fuck, man, that was really special what we went through at the Refuge. And I immediately texted my brother. I was just like, hey, you guys might want to check this out. It's fucking really close. It hit close to home. Like the conversations and, you know, being out in the back, just, I don't know whether it was smoking a cigarette or between services, just, you know, it's like those are the times we like really poured out whatever was going on inside, you know? And, you know, who else do you do that with?
Dude, you guys used to have a ball back there. Remember you used to listen to that one song all the time?
Oh, my God.
Apologize.
Remember
Axel
John
Foley.
getting pissed that we kept on playing the same songs over and over again.
Dude, the Refuge mix, Keen.
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting pissed off about that because Matt would play Keen all the time.
Yeah, but there were also...
I never forget that I heard it.
There were also times where it was slow, and we were watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier.
With the lights off because it was so darn hot in the back.
Yeah, and we didn't get a ticket through like 2 episodes.
Dude, but remember watching the playoff games out there?
Yeah, oh my God.
That was
Niners
fun
and
times.
Giants.
Fun times.
2010 run. Is the Lincecum, the big Lincecum thing still there? Yes.
No.
I think that's taken down.
Okay.
I think we have
but I have some other ones around the expo still.
Yeah, man. Those are some fun times. Now look at you guys. Inseparable.
That's right.
Oh, man. Well, thanks for doing this.
Well,
thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Anytime. Maybe I'll interview you one day.
Yeah. I mean, you know, this doesn't have to be the last, right?
No, definitely doesn't.
Every day or something.
Right on. I'm just going to officially stop this then. Thanks,
right.
guys.
Cool.
Thank you.
Refuge in the house. Matt
Later,
Levin,
people.
Michael Greuel. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Please check out thequakecityportal.com for anything that you might have heard mentioned that you think is worth diving deeper into. There's a list under the show notes, as always, for every episode. Check us out on social media. Let us know what you think. Leave a review on Apple iTunes or any streaming service that allows for reviews. Give us a good rating. Check out the Refuge Restaurant if you're around the Bay Area, San Mateo, San Carlos, and Menlo Park. I think that's everything for now. More stuff to come in the future. Check out our YouTube channel where you can see 10-minute snippets, 1-minute snippets of the highlights from our episodes, and more to come. See you all down the road. We really appreciate you listening.